Welcome. This is a continuation of my last video. My last video, I have to remember the name to it, and the name to that last video was Tunnel Talk. Tunnel Talk. Now, obviously, I've used up a bit of your time right now, but we're going to get on with this video. And it's about everything because Einstein says relativity is about everything. It's about actually acquiring or achieving an equation to receive the result of the actuality that is presented before us. What you see, what you hear, what is created, what is the result, and our understanding and the explanation of the result, that is the reality we live. But in layman terms, go with the flow, see the truth that rests before you, and what truth has come from the past that will linger on into the future, for the lies are the lie. I told Freddie Cullen, I said, God drives in a car, and what kind of gas does God use? But you have to understand the basics of the law, that in French, the word law, okay, which is reversed to wall, okay, the word law in French is loi, L-O-I, okay? Don't foil with the law. And it's L-O-I. And L-O-I backwards is oil. Doesn't matter what the oil is. Is it synthetic oil? Can you actually call oil, let's break it down, and it's a lubricant?
In regards to a legal case filed against your name, Mrs. Officer Shelley Martin from Revenue Canada, the Tax Department of Canada. This call is official final notice before the matter goes to federal courthouse. Or you get arrested, please call us immediately on our hotline division number, that is 61369978830. Please make sure you call us back as soon as possible.
Now that's what you call spam on the telephone. So let's get back into it. Broke my concentration. I should have had, obviously, the phone off, but I did not. And they say light curves. They say light curves, right? Right? This light curve, if I put too much light onto this picture and focus this whole picture on light, all I want to do is cut the black out so we can see the reality. I want the soul, the atom, right? In order to have an atom, you need Adam and Eve. You take the completion of all of Eve and you cut a hole in her, right in the center of Eve. And in that hole, you put Adam. You put Adam Electric. Adam Electric, the mover, the thinker, the builder of everything, and the machines making all parts, female, male, whatever it is. You made a part, you plugged it in, the electric woke everything up to work in unison together. Curving of the light. If I curve this, okay, you see there's a shadow and no light reflection. So it seems like it's easier to see in the shadow of the light. Let me take this on, and this is a continuation of my last video. And in the last video, I was explaining this area over here. Inside of Beta, Beta Venus means half. Delta Mars means full, all of both sides putting Venus together. That's why it's a V and a V. You cut everything in half. Which way do you cut it in half? Do you cut it in half this way? Or is it cut in half this way? When we cut AE and I in half, we cut right through the moon, area 5. We cut right through the sun, area 9. What separates everything, or what separates only what is in the center of Beta. Right through the moon and the sun, understanding that 216, 225, okay, is right on this line, right over here. That's 225. Okay, sorry, this is 225 over here. This is 45, and this is 225 over here. They're both 225. Okay, side to side, top and the bottom. Now the distance between here and here is 18. That's 9 and 9. But is it 18 from the center of the dot? Or is it 18 after the dot, making 2 inside 1, meaning that 2 is actually 3 because of what's inside? Or are we talking that it takes 3 times something or 3 parts to create a whole? Because 120 times 3 creates that 360 degrees, and that's your first time you can ever come around. 3 areas. If we just cross this off over here, we will have 3 areas, one upside down to 2 areas using up this half over here. We don't have the other side, but we might show the ball to the other side because that would be the hole to come on inside. So although the ball, you can see this as a passage, it's a hole. It's not sticking out. It's only taking up size of area space. When we bring this to the 90 degree, you need 684. 432 is that vibration, half. When you bring this, okay, to the next level, it becomes 468, same number. And at the same time, 234 and a half brings you to 7,11, the gateway in the game of craps and odds and why the game was created. And the other side, it becomes 108, 168, the hours in the week, and everything goes around the center 1. There's 168 around 1, starting at 8, 16, 26, pH and I. 32. Did I say that? 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48? 48, 48, and 10, 96. 48, 48, 96 in rotation, and then the original 12 that's missing. Is that 12 because this is half? And to use up both halves of this, I need 12 and 12, 24. 2 cubes, or 4 cubes, or 6 cubes, because every cube has 6 sides, but once you stack them on top of each other, right, you're only taking up a certain area space, and each cube is noted to be 10. And each cube is noted to have 6 sides, and each side is a value of 9. But the distance from in and out to that is 10. Your leg is, you're out. While you're going in, you're still out. And while you're completely in and starting to come out, then you're out. Area space. So when we bring this to the 10 to the 90 degrees, it's 666. We bring this to the 10 world, it's 876. The full complete opposite of the vibration between 6, 7, and 8. Noting that at 7, you're at 270. At 8, you're at 360. And at 9, okay, you're at 405. Okay, at 10, you're 450. Okay, at 12, you're 540. This is what I'm getting to you. Now, I think I made this video a little extra long, but at 540 over here, okay, this is the passage of the sun. This says red, wind red, big red sun. Then we get this one and this one. Here is the high, and this is the low. 225 is the first time you went from 181 to 220, 180 to 224. Okay, 220, or you went into the center of 225. Are these noted as all centers? Meaning the high side of this is 234, and the low side of this is 216. The high side of this is 189. The low side of this is 171. The high side of this is 144, 1,440 minutes in a day, to 126, 216 hours in a 9-day period, saying ace. Each one telling you something different, and going up by 1 and 1. This one is 1, 6, then it becomes 2, 7, then it becomes 3, 8, then becomes 4, 9, then becomes 5, 10, then becomes 6, 11, which becomes 6, 2. And then we jump onto a new board because of the 0 counts, because of the 0 count, and because of the 0 count. This will become 1, this one will become 9, and this is 8. So 5 will become 8, and 7 will become 9. 8 and 9, 5 and 7, and that's the moon's eye. This will become 10, it will become 1, 9 and 10 is the AI system. It becomes 16, it becomes your mark in pi, walking the 40 deserts on the inside of Monopoly, going 40 around. 63 is the highest, 225 is the lowest because you start in 225. Here's your block, and your block is to something in Chinese checkers. I'll show you that in this video, and then I'll make another video because I think it's too long. So we did 180, and then our next 45, right? And then our next 45, and then our next 45. I should have went my last 45 and my next 45 will be 90. And my next 90, sorry, I went 45 here, I went 90 here. I could have just went 90 and been at 315. And that 315 will be my first part of creation. So in order to get this one over here, okay, at number 8, I will have to use 8 times 45. 8 and 9 will connect together to connect my 360. 9 times 40. 12 times 30, that's the lowest I can go, and that's in number 6. Is that what I got? 6. Hold on. Yes, 6. 5 becomes 1627. 1627. It becomes 25, or T and Y. 45, 65, 70. The 7 becomes 35, 70, 98. 105, the hand of God. It says, gun under the moon of electric company. This is your heavens of creation of the cat, the frozen gateway of 40. Now, what is the 40? 8 by 5 becomes 46, and then it's a representation of Zion, Israel, something coming from the north. It's the barnyard doors. It keeps ringing back and coming out to the science lab at the end. But these numbers over here, what happens is that 225. 15 times 15 is 225. Okay, it'll create 2 and 7 on a big red sun, and then it'll just say in the sun. There's just so many things I can't even explain it. I don't even like this video. I don't even know if I should upload this video. It's way too long, but I'm going to do it anyways. So the 630 is your 45 degrees. Your 90 degrees. You have to go, look, I had to go from 360 to 270. Okay, so this is 90 degrees once, twice, 3, 4 times. So I made 90 degrees 4 times. I made 270, 90, 90, 90, 90. That's 360 degrees. This was my starting point. So it's 360 plus my starting point of 45 degrees. So you don't count the first one. You don't count the last one. Just count what's in between. The reversals are 45, 36, which says love. The connection says 81, which is Venus. 27 with a big red sun. 546 is the Federation. 540, the Federation inside the sun of creation. And those are your 2 halves of the clock. And if you notice, 2 halves of the clock, they make, it's the sign that they make for that is this design over here. Is what's, because what happens is if it's 2 sides, they do this, right? And on each side is one of these. Okay, and each side is one of these. So on this side, it goes like this, and it goes like this, and it goes like this. And on that side, it goes like this, it goes like this, and it goes like this. And then we just do that, and now we're just ringing in our moons. On a smaller focus, it's like actually like that. You know, and you can make that into a monster if you want. But anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. My question is, okay, is this energy and then this energy. You follow what I'm saying? I'm going to do this in the next video. Come back if you made it to here. Next video is 30 seconds. Curving light, right? Curving, look, it looks good. I put it down. You can barely see it. I lift it up. Now where's, oh, you see his, do you see his nose here, his eye here, his nose here, his head here, his collar. See this collar going around him? He's wearing this jacket next to this guy over here. They're looking at this guy over here. This is done for my nephew who had he had a blood disease or disorder, and they fixed it. 17 now, 5 years later, and I gave him this picture, and they hung it on a wall in the basement. And boy, I'd love to have it back. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. All my pictures back for Christmas. That's what I want. Everything I've done and given away, give it back. I'm an Indian giver. I just like it so much. I just want to give it away again. Thank you for watching this video.